4. Effective selling skills. I'm no good at sales, or I could never be a salesperson are comments you'll hear often from people or prospects in general. These people are so good at telling you all the reasons they're not good at sales that they've sold themselves on the idea. Anyway, having been raised in Beirut, Lebanon, and moved to the USA at age 17, I didn't know any better, and I accepted work as a door-to-door salesman selling cutlery in people's homes. My friends would make fun of me and would say, you look sharp today. Well, yeah, after all, I would wear a shirt and tie, go to work, while possibly they'll wear shorts and sneakers and t-shirts and go paint homes or cut the grass in the neighborhood. For some reason, people have a phobia of the profession of selling. You see, when people ask me what I did, I would say, well, I sell knives. This is the simplest way of explaining what I did. They would say, and immediately they change the subject. It's as if they became allergic to me. Anyway, you see, what image do most people have of sales reps? Usually you'd hear things like liars, stretch the truth, good talkers, they will not stop until they get what they want, or any other description for that matter. Why is it that this image exists? It's quite simple. Yes, some people before us who were involved in selling left a bad impression, and we have to pay the price to fix it. Regardless if you're involved in direct selling, network marketing, or hold a job in the neighborhood pharmacy, or simply raising a child, we are all selling. In life, you are 1 or 2 conversations away from getting what you want. You either know how to have those conversations or not. You see, selling is really understanding how to give others what they want in order for them to give you what you want. Let me explain. See, working in direct sales, the more products I sold, the more income I made in my pocket. Obviously, I was really motivated to make the most sales possible. The one element that always stood between me and getting the sale was what I was thinking about during my time with the customers. See, whenever I thought of how much money I was going to get from the sale, I stopped thinking of how am I helping the client benefits from my product or service. And that way, I sold nothing. It's as if they knew that I was only thinking about what's in it for me and not them. The opposite was also true. Whenever I focused on serving my customers' needs through my products and made sure my focus during my visits was on helping them see the benefits, guess what happened? I made more sales than I could ever imagine. And here again, the customers could see that I was thinking about what's in it for them instead of what's in it for me. No matter what, people will know your intentions in any sales situation, at least from experience. They can read you like an open book. You have nowhere to hide. I was lucky to have joined an organization that shared some positive concepts with me early on in my career. Things that were engraved in my mind were that selling is doing something for someone instead of doing it to someone. Or in order to get what you want, you have to give others what they want first. Or even in order for us to succeed, we must help others succeed first. Guess what? The same applies when you're selling a product or sharing an opportunity with someone. Here's a story for you. At age 21, when I was building my first team in direct sales, I was having a really hard time achieving any productivity from my reps. I would hold the meetings, teach them the skills, and nothing was happening. People were just not responding. My manager asked me, Ramiz, why are you doing this business? I said, because I'd like to help other people. He asked me, are you really helping them? I thought about it and I realized that actually no, I wasn't. I was more concerned about about them selling and me earning the commissions to pay rent and other expenses that I totally ignored what they really wanted to get out of the opportunity. What's really amazing is that the moment I started focusing on them, I became one of the top recruiters and team builders in the company for over a 10-year period of time. You know what? That's the only way I know how to make this business work. We are all selling whether we like it or not. From talking to a child about brushing her teeth before going to bed, to avoid future dentist visits, to showing colleagues at work the value of taking supplements to improve the quality of their lives, or sharing a business opportunity with a friend who is frustrated with her current job or economical situation. Notice in each case I mentioned, we are thinking about what's in it for them. For example, the child to avoid the pain of going to the doctor, the colleague at work taking the supplements to improve their health, or the business opportunity to help someone's economic situation. See, we are all selling all the time. We might not just call it that, but it is what it is. So, what is selling? When most people think of the word selling, they think of paying money for a product or a service. Yes, that's one function of selling. But selling is much more than trading money for merchandise. In the largest sense, selling is the transference of a belief and enthusiasm from one person to another about a product or a service. When someone sells us a vitamin, for example, what we're really buying is the belief and enthusiasm that that person is displaying that a little pill will make us feel better and live longer. It's crucial for direct sellers to understand this definition for selling because transferring of a belief and enthusiasm is the key to effective prospecting and recruiting. The best recruiters believe in their products, believe in their opportunity, and then because of that belief, enthusiasm and passion gets easily detected, and their prospects decide to become members and join the opportunity. An example of a person who was exceptional at transferring her beliefs and passion to other people is someone most of you would never consider a salesperson. I'm talking about Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was a great humanitarian, no question about that. She provided food, shelter, comfort, and care for the poorest of the poor, first in India, and later expanding to 600 health clinics, orphanages, soup kitchens, and homeless shelters around the world. But in order for her to fund many projects, Mother Teresa traveled the globe, persuading billionaires, business leaders, and heads of state to support her cause. She was able to raise tens of millions of dollars every year because she was so effective at selling her cause. See, Mother Teresa understood that compassion is a noble emotion. But without money to build and fund facilities for the poor, she couldn't effectively reach and do any change in the world. So like any other great marketer, she visited her prospects face to face, asking the rich and powerful to contribute generously to help the world's less fortunate. Mother Teresa is proof that sales skills and success go hand in hand, no matter what the profession or endeavor is. Everyone is in sales, even the people who won't admit it. By improving our selling skills, we improve our ability to communicate, to influence outcomes, to advance our careers, to improve relationships, and ultimately to affect positive changes in our lives and the lives of people around us. There are 4 keys to becoming an effective salesperson. Number 1, build rapport and gain trust from your clients. Number 2, ask questions and listen. Number 3, sell benefits, not features. And number 4 is create excellent experiences. Let's take a closer look at each of these in more details. Building rapport. See, people buy from people they like and trust. All you need to do is to make the other person like you and trust you, and voila. On one occasion, a lady gave me an appointment to see her. Over the phone, she told me, look, I'll give you 10 minutes of my time. Now, many of my best customers started by saying that to me over the phone, so I kind of was expecting this visit to be a good one. So upon entering the client's home and greeted the client, she said to me in a cold manner, you now have 9 minutes. I was like, oh no, oh no, what to do? Shall I rush through my presentation or make sure that step 1 was covered? I decided to follow step 1 and build rapport. So I said to her, well, that's fine. I don't want to sell you anything today. I simply would like to get to know you a bit better just for a few minutes, and I'll be leaving. And I started talking to her, asking her questions about her family history, her interest, country of origin, how long she had lived in the area. And it turned out that she enjoyed Lebanese cuisine, and I recommended, of course, my mother's cooking to her. When time was up, I politely excused myself to her and said, it is time for me to leave. She said, well, it's okay. Do your full presentation. You can stay as long as you need. Wow, what a magical moment it was. At the end, she did place a nice size order too, and I actually had promised to deliver some of my mother's delicious hummus for her as well. So building rapport is the key, and there are many books on the subject. 2 is about asking questions. There's a myth out there that great salespeople are great talkers. Well, the truth is that great salespeople are great listeners. So you have to ask questions to prompt people to talk about themselves, their wants, needs, and, of course, their dreams. Whether you're selling a product, service, or opportunity, questions allow you to identify a prospect's biggest wants and needs. The purpose of selling is to solve people's problems and allow them to receive an additional benefit that they're lacking. By asking questions, you encourage prospects to tell you about their wants and needs, which opens the door for you to offer a solution. For example, you may ask a prospect, what would you do with an extra $500 a month? They could answer, bring down my credit card balance, or save for retirement, invest in kids' college fund. Their answers could give you hints about areas in their lives that they would like to change, and that is your opportunity where you could solve those problems for them. You see, if people don't have a need or a reason to change, it becomes impossible to make them change. Remember, it's about what's in it for them versus what's in it for you. Sell benefits, not features. When you talk about a product, people want to know what's in it for them, how they will benefit from your product, service, or opportunity. So when you're selling, put your prospect in the picture. You told me that you want to look younger. In 2 weeks, this moisturizer will reduce those squint lines around your eyes and make you look years younger. Prospects don't really care if the product contains Oxidis or Hydro that. They only care that it benefits them in some recognizable way within a reasonable period of time. Most people don't care how aspirin works. All anyone knows or cares about is its benefit. Aspirin makes your headaches go away. If you do explain features of a product, such as it comes in a capsule, not a pill, immediately tie the features to a benefit, saying things like, unlike pills that can take hours to dissolve, our gel capsules is absorbed into the bloodstream in seconds, giving your immune system an instant boost. Creating excellent experiences. One of the most effective sales tactics is called the puppy dog close. The seller encourages the buyer to take home a product, such as a car or a puppy dog, or try it out for a few days. Once a prospect's experience playing with an adorable puppy for a few days, odds are he's going to keep it. Creating excellent experiences is the most powerful sales strategy available for direct sellers, and it can take many different forms. So, if you're selling a product that gives immediate results, then allow prospects to experience it by giving, for example, some samples away. In the knife business, we would ask the customer to use the product, cutting various props, from rope to leather, even a penny, with our super scissors. See, once that happened, the enthusiasm and belief were transferred immediately, making the rest of the process much easier. If your products requires a longer time to see and experience results, carry with you testimonial letters of real customers from your area. Include their names and telephone numbers just in case people want to call them, and encourage them to make those calls. You see, nobody wants to be the first or the last to buy a product or service. If you are presenting the opportunity, make sure to create an exceptional experience. See, for party planners, that means creating an environment that appeals to the senses. See, whether it's light-scented candles or baked cookies, serving light refreshments or coffees or teas, keep the presentation also fun and light, and make sure the guests have hands-on experience with the product. Remember, we live in a high-touch, high-feel society, so the more people tend to touch and feel the products, the better. Take prospects to live events with energy and great speakers. If you are presenting the plan one-on-one, keep it short and impactful. Dress for success arrange for a top producer to drop in for an introduction, or arrange a three-way phone call. See, that type of influence is also referred to as third-party influence. It can be very effective when someone other than yourself is involved in the presentation as well. As Dr. Stephen Price says in his booklet, Excellent Experience Marketing, think theater. Stage events like you would stage a Broadway play, laughter, drama, music, emotions, and entertainment that leaves the prospect wanting more. Remember our definition of selling? The transference of belief and enthusiasm from one person to another for the benefit of the buyer. See, we'd love nothing more than to present the product or opportunity to a prospect, and within 30 seconds, have them shout, "Where have you been all my life? Sign me up." Well, sure, this happens, but it's the exception, not the rule. Prospects are going to have questions. Sometimes they're going to be down skeptical, but when prospects ask questions and raise objections, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not in. It just means that they need more educating. So expect prospects to take baby steps. Answer their questions with patience and understanding. Appease their fears. Fear is the biggest enemy of action. When people are afraid, they're not taking action. So show concern and empathy by recounting your hesitation when you first joined the business. Start building a relationship based on open communication and trust. Objections are not the same as rejections. When someone rejects you, they're telling you to go away. Okay? When someone expresses an objection, they're really asking a question in the form of a statement. For example, when a prospect says, "Hey, you have to get in early to make money in direct sales." Well, what they're really doing is expressing their lack of understanding about a compensation plan, for example. I remember one particular recruit who was very quiet and thoughtful during the entire presentation. At the end, he asked every single question in the book. I answered them all, and to my surprise, he decided to join. Not only he joined my team, he ended up being one of the top reps. We became good friends, and actually several years later, he asked me to be the best man in his wedding. So take your time and answer all objections in a straight and forthright way, and you'll be surprised with the result. You might end up in someone's wedding after all. Just kidding. As we pointed out in lesson 1, the best way to handle objections is to use the feel, felt, found response. So for example, "I know how you feel, Bob. I felt the same way until I found that." And then you explain why is it that this is a misconception and give an example of someone who got in last year and is building a solid and profitable business. Prospects are like raising a teenager. They think they know more than they actually do, and they require lots of patience. But in time, your patience will pay off for both you and them. Continuous education. The Japanese are famous for building great cars and electronic equipment. Both Honda and Toyota rank among the most reliable autos worldwide, year after year. The secret behind their high manufacturing standard can be summed up in one word: Kaizen. The Japanese word for constant, never-ending improvement. See, in direct sales, top producers practice Kaizen by committing themselves to continuous education. Top producers improve themselves and their performance by attending live events and taking notes, counseling with other top producers, listening to tapes, and reading books. Not every reader is a leader, but every leader is a reader, goes the old saying. As Burke Hedges points out in his best-selling book, Read and Grow Rich, the right book at the right time can change your life. The IDSEI bookstore contains dozens of books that can help you grow personally and professionally. Before you can grow your business, you have to grow yourself. So get reading, get growing, and get going to work in your direct selling business. Well, that's it for this lesson. I am confident that this material possibly has been an eye-opening experience for you. So the more you learn, the more you're gonna earn. See you soon.